Welcome everybody to today's webinar product release training for our customers. This is some new updates for our product. We'll just go over the quick agenda. So I'll cover some housekeeping and introductions. We'll cover the product release overview, and then we'll get to some Q&A at the end. All right, this webinar will be recorded and uploaded to Zendesk for all of our customers to go back to and revisit. We do want this to be engaging, so please submit any questions in the Q&A panel, and we'll get to those at the end of this webinar. And our speakers today, my name is Danny. I'm the Senior Manager of Events and Field Marketing here at Datavisor, and I'm joined by Pula and Jeremy. You guys like to introduce yourselves?
Hey everyone, my name is Pula Wang. I'm Product Manager here at Datavisor, focusing on case management for fraud and AML. Very happy to be here.
Hello, my name is Jeremy Chen. I'm another member of our product management team. I manage our feature engineering platform and our rules engine.
All right, so I will get it started, starting from some case management new product features. Okay, so in our case management, we have an alert module, a case module, and a compliance filings module for SAR filings, CTRs, and other filings. And then in the next release, we're going to enhance the case module by allowing you to mark entities as suspect or other type of categories. And then we're also going to allow you to add non-customers to a case. Because specifically for the fraud investigation, a lot of the times the entities that are investigating are not your customers. So we will allow you to enter that into a case and then document any pieces of PIIs or information about that non-customer entity. So if you can see my demo screen here, I'm in a demo case in the case queue. This is an overview of the case, and then under the entities tab, you'll be familiar. If you're an existing customer, you know that you can add your customer here. But the new functionality here is that for the customer here, you can give it a category either as a suspect or a victim or a witness or other type of categories. Okay. So that helps you to identify who you need to add to a SAR filing in the following step. Okay. And then if you need to add non-customers, we allow you to do so as well. So here I have a field 1 as a potential suspect, and then you can, if you have more information about this non-customer, you can always add it here. Okay. So like, for example, the email or IP address. And then if you want to just add more customers or non-customers, you can click on the add entities and say that I want to add another potential suspect, and I can click on the non-customer, and then you can fill out the information here. Okay. All right, so that's the first functionalities we want to showcase. Next, we're going to allow you to break the silos of your internal notes on potential customers, because you will have alert, you will have a customer profile, and then you may create cases on those customers, and then you have notes here and there. And then sometimes when doing a case investigation, you may not be aware that there's some notes on this specific customer's profile. And now with the new release, we're going to allow you to see let's say profile notes or alert notes directly from the case details page, so that you will see the latest update of a customer, or you see some findings from some other investigators. Similarly, if you are in an alert that's generated for this customer, and then if you have permission, you will also be able to see the related notes on this customer from another case. So back into this case, under the notes section, you will see that I have some notes I wrote on this customer in this case, but I will also see some other notes from other sources directly from this customer's account. You see, so I have some notes on this customer before the case was created. And I documented some notes on this directly in this case, but then later there was some notes on this profile today, right? And then when I come to the case, I will be able to see the notes here. So you don't have to go to another customer profile page to see those notes. You'll be here, you'll be able to see it directly from your cases. All right, next, I want to talk about the entity level alert operation dashboard. So in the past, we have such dashboard at the event level alert that's mostly the fraud alert on transactions, applications, or ATOs, or for AML alerts, mostly on screening or some reminder type of work items. And now we bring it to the entity level alert. So that's mostly our transaction monitoring alerts. You will be able to see such dashboard. So let me show you in live. So if you let's move to the alerts queue module. There, we will mostly hosting the transaction monitoring alerts under the customer level. And then here you see that I create a dashboard for transaction monitoring. And then I will see that there are, let's say, 11 closed alerts on the customer. And then there are 170 alerts in the cash structuring queue. So if I click on this cache structuring tile, and then you will see the corresponding 170 customers in that queue, and then you can click into it to do your investigation. So it's going to be very helpful for managers to oversee the volume of alerts in the queue. And then for individual investigators, you can also track how many alerts are in the queues that you're assigned to, how many alerts have been closed, and then how many alerts you still need to work on. And then we compared to the previous version of Operation Dashboard we offer in the event level queue or the fraud queue, we enhance the user experience as well. So for example, you configure some tiles based on some filter, but you're not so, you don't like this filter criteria. You think there's something wrong with it. And then you can manipulate the filter here, and then you can directly update the tile here by say, save as a tile. And then you can either create a new tile, add to the dashboard, or you can choose an existing tile from existing dashboard, and then to update the tile directly. Okay, so hopefully that saves you some time to improve and manage your dashboard. All right. Going to the next item, let's pivot a little bit, talking more about fraud integration. So we're going to have a new widget to integrate with Thomson Reuters Clear integration, Thomson Clear. So Datavisor's case management vision is always to allow you to work on a single platform so that you don't have to go to different systems to collect evidence, download report, and then come back and then do your documentation, do your decision. If we're trying to bring everything to our platform, so you don't have to open a lot of screens. So Thomson Reuters Clear integration is one of the milestones of it. So we are going to have a widget embedded in our alert or profile, customer profile page. And then from there, you can enter the customer's PIs directly, and then click on this search person button. And then the Thomson Reuters API will return the potential matches, and then you can select the match and then click on the request report from Thomson Reuters, and then we will fetch that report PDF and then save it to the customer profile, so that you don't have to download it and share it with people or attach it to a Datavisor system. It's there already. And then it's very easy for you to share such a report with other investigators to boost the operational efficiency. And then this is the first step. We are trying to get more such useful tools to integrate it with our system in the future. And then if you're interested in this Thomson Reuters clear integration, come talk to us, talk to the customer success team or the sales engineering team as well. Right. We improve the usability of the block list allow list. So that's something we actually released in the past, but then we consolidated the offerings. And then here today, I just want to introduce again. So for a lot of the customers using our block list allow list functionalities, we do support expiration time, meaning that you can add, let's say, an SSN to allow list, but only for, let's say, 3 months. And then we also introduced role-based permission control on those lists, meaning that you can say that for a specific attribute in a block list, only senior member of your team will be able to see it. Junior member, they cannot see it or they cannot add to the list. We also decouple the decision making and the list update. So in the past, if you click on a decision making, usually we basically you need to the update list UI will be there, but then in the latest release, you can just click on a button to just make a decision on the customer or the alert without seeing the list updating UI. Let me give you a little bit demo. So for example, here I'm in a transaction alert. So I will see that, oh, this device ID is actually in a temporary allowed list that I created. If I have the permission, I would able to see that information. And then if I click on the decision button, right? So I will be able to add to not just the our system default block list allow list, but I can create a temporary device ID allow list, and I can add or remove the attribute from the list. So here I can remove it from the list, and I can add it. And then when I add it, you see that in the system setup, I set the default expiration date to be 30 days later, but then you can also modify the settings. Right, so that's about the new block list allow list support. Okay, so now on our platform, we're also going to support manual alert creation. In the past, in our Datavisor platform, you can create alert based on the events, for example, transactions or applications that you streamed into our platform. But let's say that you have, there is a request to start an investigation on a customer, let's say from law enforcement or from some other third party, but there's no the transactions or there's just no event stream to Datavisor for you to initiate that investigation. Now we allow you to just create alert from scratch basically, and then you can enter the alert name, put it into a queue, and then that alert will be there, and then you can do your investigation with that work item. All right, so that's everything I have. So I'll pass it to Jeremy for his part on decision platform.
Thank you, Pula. Those are some really exciting new features in our case management suite. So I'm going to highlight a few exciting new features on the decisioning platform side. So can you go to the next page, please? All right. The first new feature I'm going to talk about is our new Error Center. So we have had Error Center for a while, but we have revamped the design of new Error Center. So now here you can truly track and monitor real-time errors that are produced either because you have poor data quality or because of the logic of your business rules or your feature scripts are not quite correct. So here you can see in the runtime error page, you can see all the errors that are happening in real time. And you can further narrow down specific types of errors you want to track. For example, if you're only interested in tracking data quality errors, then you can you can filter the table by using the specific error codes. So you see here, there's a list of common errors that we have listed at the top. These are listed by their codes. For example, error code 3001, this is related to data quality, and error codes that are related in the 5,000 range are related to calculation. So anyway, so you can use these filters to very quickly narrow down to the specific errors that you want to track. And more than that, if you want to be notified as soon as an error takes place, you can actually configure alerts. So in this little screenshot on the right side, you see that you can create alerts. So here you can say, I only want to monitor certain types of alerts, and I want to monitor this at hourly basis. And also you can set a threshold by which you will be notified. Okay, and you can also add your own email and other emails here. For now, we only support notification by emails, and in the future, we'll add other notification methods as well. You can also see that in the creating alert page, you can also create alerts that notify you when your tasks have failed. So this is another type of alerts you can use. For example, your backfill tasks, your batch job tasks, you can configure alerts here so that if those jobs failed, you get notification as soon as possible. All right, so hopefully with this new error center, you'll be able to track your errors in real time a lot better, a lot easier, and hopefully you don't see that many errors in this page to start with. But if you do, and if you do need to debug these errors, we provide a quick copy button for every one of these these are errors. And so that if you need to open a ticket with our support team, all you need to do is just click the copy button, and that will allow you to copy all the pertinent information from this page into your support ticket. And our support engineers will be able to debug and analyze the errors for you. And they will have all the information at their fingertips, so you don't have to painfully copy individual stack trace and other error messages into the support ticket. All right, so we're hoping that with this error center, you'll be able to track your errors better, and you'll be able to also improve the efficiency when you have to debug and report errors. That's the first thing I wanted to highlight. The second thing is our new performance reports that are now embedded in the platform. You have always had the raw performance reports, but before this release, you would have to navigate to Insight Center to view these reports. Unfortunately, not every customer has Insight Center. By the way, I highly encourage you all to subscribe to our Insight Center. But with this new feature, now even without Insight Center, you'll be able to view your raw performance reports in the platform directly. You configure these reports in the raw performance reports page, which is listed under rules engine. So you can configure multiple reports to focus on different rule sets or different use cases, and you can set up different reporting cadence. You can also use different metrics for these reports. Once you have configured them, you can then publish these reports. Okay, once those reports are published, you'll be able to view them through the raw performance reports tab. I do want to mention that in order for us to make sure that there's the security scheme is properly configured, you do need to work with your account manager to make sure that these published reports can be securely displayed and viewed in your tenant. So that step has to be taken, but you need to only do that once. Okay. One more thing. Once you view this report in the platform, because it's in the reports are in the same platform as your rules engine. Now you can easily navigate from the report to the specific rules, so that if you need to investigate a little bit more on these rules, you don't need to go to different tabs anymore. You can just click on the link of these rules, and that will take you to the actual rules page. Okay, so that's our embedded rule performance reports. And the next thing that's quite big is a new rules engine that will allow you to automatically update your alerts. Imagine you already have some alerts for specific transactions in the system. Now you're getting additional feedback information or additional update information on those alerts. You can now use rules to automatically update those alerts. Either it's the status of your alert or assignee, or you can change the queue of these alerts, and you can also add just additional comments. Actually, another thing I want to mention is you can also attach additional attachments to these alerts, okay? And so this will hopefully, with these new rules, you'll be able to automate your workflow a lot easier instead of relying on manually updating these alerts in case management. Now let's move to the next slide. So there's a couple of other things I wanted to highlight here. In the rules engine, there's a new rule action that is called set value with expressions. So in your rules, if you want to use more complex arithmetic formula to set value, this is a new rule action you can use. In Data Studio, we made a few improvements. One is for effective time for your lists, sanction list, your block list, your allow list. Now you can specify down to minutes for the specific effective time. So this allows you, for example, to block a card for 8 hours instead of always have to go by days. The second one is the ability for authorized users to manually edit the data in those lists. In the past, you basically have to use rule actions to edit the data, or you have to use the APIs to edit the data. But now, as an administrator, you can manually edit the data directly. You'll also have the ability to create new folder structure in your data set directory when you upload new data sets. Right? In the past, when you upload data sets, we automatically create a subfolder where we save this data. The folder would be generated by the system. But with this new improvement, now you can customize these folders so that later it's a lot easier to find the specific data sets. Lastly, in our batch module under Data Studio, we have a particular function called batch reevaluate. For those who use our AML solution, you'll recognize that this is a specific batch option to support AML entity evaluation. So because its main purpose is to serve entity evaluation, so we decided to rename it. So reevaluate is now named entity evaluation. For the admin users and system monitoring users, we have a few new enhancements. You can export and import the role configurations. So this makes migration from one environment, for example, your sandbox, to your production environment a lot easier. You don't have to reconfigure the roles. We also added search capability in audit log so that you can search by audit activity type. Also, when you are managing the permissions in accounts, now you see clearly the number of accounts per role. So this makes auditing a lot easier. And lastly, when you are in the task center, if you look at the backfill jobs, now you have more information on those jobs. For example, the number of records that were used to backfill the features, as well as the time you took to complete those jobs. Okay, so these are some of the noteworthy highlights. And I also want to highlight a few new things that are coming in May in our next minor release. Although it's a minor release, it actually includes some pretty big new functions. The first one is a newly updated architecture for our multi-tenancy support. In this updated architecture, we'll have now improved the way we can route the events so that we better tailor the systems to support sponsor banks and their clients. Specifically, now you can have sponsor bank tenants or program manager tenants that can manage the strategy for their own clients. We also improve the scalability and also the startup latency for the child tenants. Another big thing that will be included in the May release is the new versioning system. This thing, the versioning system was released earlier last year as a soft release. After that, we got a lot of feedback from you guys. So we have enhanced the new versioning support function based on your feedback. Now we're officially releasing this new function. In addition, you will also have the ability to automatically create a case using a rule action, as well as following naming conventions for different case types when you create new cases. All right, so that concludes I think the new feature highlights for our release. Now let's go to Q&A.
Great. Thank you, Pula. Thank you, Jeremy, both. Have a couple questions in the chat. First one is from David. When adding a non-customer, does system create an ID for the non-customer, and will that ID differ from customer IDs to easily identify as non-customers?
So yes, so each non-customers you added from a case will have a unique ID, and it will be different from the customer ID. So this is the first step to create a non-customer, and then we plan to leverage that non-customer information in our knowledge graph, and then also allowing you to search that customer outside a case. And that will be roadmap items that we plan to do in the future later this year. And then I think one of the challenge will be entity resolution, right? So you may add non-customers in different places, but then how do you identify that, okay, this is actually the one record, and how it is related to your customers. And then that's some exciting project that we're trying to do.
Great, thank you. For the next one, it's also David. For the Thomson Reuters integration, is it per report charge or one charge based on person/entity population?
Yeah, so you can leverage your existing commercial agreement with Thomson Reuters. So no matter you're charging per report or per person, we're just gonna inherit that. So it's not a new commercial. So yeah.
All right. Another one, for customers and non-customers added to the case, will they automatically populate in the SAR?
Yeah, great question. Yes, we already, in our production system, we already support automatically filling suspect information into the SAR. And then we are going to support non-customers information automatically marked in SAR as well. So once the stuff is out, we will support that. I do want to mention that in the past, for all the entities you add to the case, it will be automatically generating a SAR. But then now we improve the logic to only gonna add those marked as suspect to the SAR.
Okay, Jeremy, want to add anything, or did Pula cover it?
I'm good.
Okay. All right. That's all the questions we have here. So one, I want to thank everybody who joined today. Again, this is recorded, so it will be uploaded to Zendesk. You can always go back and review it probably later today, if not tomorrow. And again, if you have any other questions, you can reach out to Jeremy, Pula, or your CSM. But other than that, that concludes today's webinar. Thanks, everybody.
Thank you.
Thank you.